Lecture 2, APA, Page Setup and Basic Formatting. Welcome to Lecture 2 of our comprehensive APA style series, Page Setup and Basic Formatting. In our previous lecture, we established the foundational understanding of what APA style is and why it matters in scholarly communication. Today, we're moving from conceptual knowledge to practical application as we master the technical requirements that create professional academic documents. This lecture focuses on the nuts and bolts of APA formatting, the specific technical requirements for page setup, fonts, spacing, margins, and all the mechanical details that give your papers their professional appearance. These might seem like minor details, but they're actually crucial elements that demonstrate your understanding of scholarly conventions and your commitment to professional excellence. Over the next 30 minutes, you'll gain complete mastery of every technical aspect of APA formatting. By the end of this session, you'll know exactly how to set up any document to meet APA style requirements, and you'll understand the reasoning behind each formatting choice. No more guessing, no more formatting frustration, just clear systematic knowledge that you can apply to any academic writing project. Page headers, foundation elements. Let's begin with page headers, which form the foundation of every APA-style document. Understanding the page headers is crucial because they appear on every single page of your paper and immediately signal to readers that you understand professional formatting standards. Every APA-style paper requires page numbers in the top right corner of every page, including the title page. This is a universal requirement with no exceptions. The title page is always page 1, and numbering continues consecutively through your entire document, including references, tables, figures, and appendices. Page numbers should appear in the same font as your text and should be positioned approximately 1 inch from the right edge of the page and half an inch from the top. Now, let's address one of the most common sources of confusion in APA formatting: running heads. Running heads are shortened versions of your paper title that appear at the top of each page. However, running heads are only required for professional papers, those intended for publication in journals or presentation at professional conferences. Most student papers do not require running heads. For professional papers that do require running heads, the running head appears in the top left corner of each page, aligned with the left margin. The running head should be no more than 50 characters, including spaces and punctuation, and should be written in all capital letters. Do not include the words running head to identify the running head on any page. The distinction between student and professional papers is critical here. If you're writing a paper for a course assignment, thesis project, or similar academic work, you typically do not need a running head unless your instructor specifically requests one. Some instructors do require running heads as a way of teaching professional formatting, but this should be explicitly stated in your assignment instructions. For student papers, your page header consists only of the page number in the top right corner. This creates a clean, professional appearance without the complexity of running heads. The simplicity of student paper headers reflects the focus on demonstrating your understanding of course material rather than meeting publication requirements. Understanding this distinction will save you significant time and prevent unnecessary formatting complications. Always check your assignment requirements to determine whether you're expected to use student or professional format. And when in doubt, ask your instructor for clarification. Slide 3. Font requirements, professional appearance. Font selection significantly impacts the readability and professional appearance of your academic work. APA style provides specific guidelines for font choices that ensure your writing is accessible, readable, and professionally presented across different contexts and technologies. APA style allows both sans serif and serif fonts, each serving different purposes and contexts. Sans serif fonts, those without decorative strokes, include Calibri, Arial, and Lucida Sans Unicode. These fonts are characterized by clean, simple lines that enhance readability, particularly on digital screens. Sans serif fonts work exceptionally well for online reading and digital submission, making them ideal for most contemporary academic work. Serif fonts, those with small decorative strokes, include Times New Roman, Georgia, and Computer Modern. These fonts have traditional appeal and are often preferred for printed documents. The small strokes, called serifs, can enhance readability in printed text by guiding the eye along lines of text. For most academic work, I recommend using 12-point Times New Roman. This font meets all APA style requirements and provides excellent readability both on screen and in print. This font has been the traditional standard for academic writing and remains widely accepted. Times New Roman provides a classic scholarly appearance that many readers associate with academic professionalism. Other acceptable options include 11-point Arial for a clean, modern appearance, or 12-point Georgia for a serif font with excellent screen readability. The key is consistency. Once you choose a font for your paper, use it throughout the entire document, including headings, body text, and references. Font size is equally important. Use 11-point for Calibri and Arial, or 12-point for Times New Roman and Georgia. These sizes ensure optimal readability while meeting APA style requirements. Avoid using larger fonts to artificially increase page length, as this violates academic integrity principles and is easily detected by instructors. Never mix fonts within a single document. Using multiple fonts creates an unprofessional appearance and can distract readers from your content. Consistency in font choice demonstrates attention to detail and respect for professional standards. Special formatting like bold, italic, or underlining should be used only according to specific APA-style guidelines, which we'll cover in detail in later lectures. Avoid decorative fonts, colored text, or unusual formatting that can interfere with readability or professional presentation. Line spacing and margins. Document framework. Line spacing and margins create the structural framework that holds your content together and ensures optimal readability. These elements might seem purely aesthetic, but they serve important functional purposes in academic communication. APA style requires double spacing throughout your entire paper, with no exceptions. This means double spacing applies to your title page, abstract, main text, references, table titles, figure captions, and appendices. Double spacing serves multiple purposes. It enhances readability by providing visual breathing room between lines. It facilitates editing and review by providing space for handwritten comments, and it creates a professional appearance that meets scholarly publishing standards. Double spacing does not mean adding extra blank lines between paragraphs or sections. The double spacing itself provides adequate visual separation. Adding additional blank lines violates APA-style requirements and creates inconsistent spacing that can distract readers. Margins must be exactly 1 inch on all 4 sides, top, bottom, left, and right. These uniform margins create a clean, professional frame for your content and ensure adequate white space for binding, hole punching, or other document handling requirements. 1-inch margins also optimize readability by preventing text from extending too close to page edges, which can strain readers' eyes and create visual fatigue. Text alignment should be left aligned, also called flush left or ragged right. This means your text lines up evenly on the left margin, but has a naturally uneven right edge. Left alignment is easier to read than justified text, which can create uneven spacing between words and make reading more difficult. Never use center alignment for body text, as this severely impairs readability. Avoid justified alignment, where text is forced to align evenly on both left and right margins. Justified text creates irregular spacing between words, with some lines having large gaps and others appearing cramped. This irregular spacing interferes with natural reading patterns and can reduce comprehension. The combination of double spacing, 1-inch margins, and left alignment creates an optimal reading environment that reduces eye strain, enhances comprehension, and demonstrates professional competence. These formatting choices reflect decades of research into reading psychology and document design. When setting up your document, establish these formatting elements before you begin writing. Most word processing programs allow you to save these settings as a template, eliminating the need to recreate proper formatting for each new paper. This approach ensures consistency across all your academic work and saves significant time in document preparation. Slide 5. Paragraph indentation, professional structure. Paragraph indentation is one of the most visible indicators of professional academic writing, yet it's frequently handled incorrectly by students who rely on manual spacing methods rather than proper formatting tools. Every paragraph in APA style begins with a first line indentation of exactly 0.5 inches. This indentation serves as a visual signal to readers that a new paragraph is beginning, helping them follow your argument's logical development. The 0.5-inch measurement is precise, not approximately half an inch, but exactly 0.5 inches as measured by your word processor's ruler. The critical point is how you create this indentation. Never use the space bar or multiple spaces to create paragraph indentation. Manual spacing creates inconsistent indentation that appears unprofessional and can shift when documents are opened on different computers or with different software versions. Instead, use your word processor's paragraph formatting tools to set automatic first-line indentation. This automatic indentation approach offers several advantages. First, it ensures mathematical precision in your indentation measurement. Second, it maintains consistency across your entire document. Third, it saves time by eliminating the need to manually indent each paragraph. Fourth, it prevents formatting errors that can occur when documents are edited or reformatted. However, APA style includes several important exceptions to the standard paragraph indentation rule. The abstract, if your paper includes one, does not indent its first line. Instead, the abstract begins flush with the left margin. This exception helps distinguish the abstract from regular body paragraphs and follows established conventions for abstract formatting. Block quotations, which we'll cover in detail in Lecture 7, use a different indentation pattern. Block quotations indent the entire quote 0.5 inches from the left margin rather than indenting only the first line. This formatting makes long quotations visually distinct from your own writing. References use hanging indentation, where the first line begins at the left margin and subsequent lines indent 0.5 inches. This formatting makes author names easy to scan and helps readers locate specific sources quickly. Title page elements are centered rather than indented, creating a formal, balanced appearance that's appropriate for the document's opening page. Understanding these indentation patterns and their exceptions demonstrates sophisticated knowledge of APA-style conventions and ensures your documents meet professional standards throughout. Special formatting cases. APA style includes several special formatting cases that require different approaches from standard paragraph formatting. Understanding these exceptions ensures your documents handle all types of content appropriately and professionally. The title page represents the most significant departure from standard formatting rules. All elements on the title page are centered both horizontally and vertically on the page. Your paper title should be positioned in the upper half of the page, followed by your name, institutional affiliation, and any additional required information such as course details or author notes. The centered alignment creates a formal, balanced appearance that's appropriate for your document's opening page. Title page formatting also includes specific requirements for title presentation. If your title is longer than one line, divide it at a logical point and center both lines. Avoid hyphenating words in titles and ensure that line breaks occur at natural phrase boundaries rather than arbitrary character limits. Abstract formatting, when required, follows its own specific rules. The abstract appears on its own page immediately following the title page. The word abstract appears as a centered heading at the top of the page, followed by a single paragraph that summarizes your entire paper. The abstract paragraph does not indent its first line. It begins flush with the left margin. This formatting distinguishes the abstract from regular body paragraphs and follows established scholarly conventions. Block quotations require special indentation formatting that differs from both regular paragraphs and abstracts. When you include a quotation of 40 words or more, format it as a block quotation by indenting the entire quote 0.5 inches from the left margin. Block quotations do not use quotation marks, and the citation appears after the final punctuation mark. This formatting makes long quotations visually distinct from your own writing and easier for readers to identify and process. Reference list formatting uses hanging indentation, which is the reverse of normal paragraph indentation. In hanging indentation, the first line of each reference begins at the left margin, while subsequent lines indent 0.5 inches. This formatting pattern makes author names highly visible and helps readers scan the reference list efficiently to locate specific sources. Heading formatting varies depending on the heading level, which we'll cover comprehensively in Lecture 3. However, it's important to note here that headings follow their own alignment rules rather than standard paragraph formatting. Level 1 headings are centered, Level 2 and 3 headings are left aligned, and Level 4 and 5 headings are indented like paragraphs but include special formatting. Understanding these special cases prevents formatting errors and demonstrates sophisticated knowledge of APA style conventions. Each special case serves specific purposes in document organization and reader comprehension, reflecting the systematic logic that underlies all APA style requirements. Key reminders and common mistakes. Let me share the most common formatting mistakes I encounter and provide you with practical strategies for avoiding these errors. Understanding these pitfalls will save you time and ensure your documents maintain professional standards throughout. The most frequent mistake involves adding extra blank lines between paragraphs. Many students accustomed to web writing or business correspondence insert additional line breaks between paragraphs. In APA style, your double spacing already provides adequate visual separation between paragraphs. Adding extra blank lines creates inconsistent spacing that violates APA style requirements and appears unprofessional. Trust the double spacing to provide appropriate paragraph separation. Similarly, avoid adding extra lines above or below headings. APA style headings have specific spacing requirements that we'll cover in detail in Lecture 3, but the key principle is consistency. Headings should follow the same double spacing as the rest of your document, without additional blank lines that disrupt the document's visual rhythm. Another common error involves using manual spacing methods instead of your word processor's built-in formatting functions. Never press the Enter key multiple times to create space, never use the space bar for indentation, and never manually adjust spacing by adding or removing line breaks. These manual methods create inconsistent formatting that can shift when documents are open on different systems or with different software versions. Instead, rely on your word processor's paragraph formatting, page layout tools, and style functions. These automated tools ensure mathematical precision, maintain consistency across your entire document, and preserve formatting integrity when documents are shared or edited. Consistency represents perhaps the most critical principle in APA formatting. Once you establish formatting elements like font choice, spacing, and indentation, maintain them throughout your entire document. Inconsistent formatting distracts readers and suggests carelessness or lack of attention to professional standards. Here's a professional tip that will transform your APA style efficiency. Create a template document with all proper formatting elements pre-established. Set up the correct font, spacing, margins, and indentation. Then save this document as a template. For every new paper, open your template rather than starting with a blank document. This approach eliminates setup time, ensures consistency across all your academic work, and prevents formatting errors. Your template should include sample headings at different levels, properly formatted paragraphs, and placeholder text for common elements like title pages and reference lists. Investing time in creating a comprehensive template will save hours of formatting work throughout your academic career. Finally, develop a systematic approach to formatting review. Before submitting any paper, conduct a specific formatting check separate from your content review. Verify font consistency, check spacing and margins, confirm proper indentation, and ensure all special formatting cases are handled correctly. This systematic approach prevents formatting errors from undermining your scholarly work. Integration and professional standards. The formatting elements we've covered in this lecture work together to create the professional framework that supports effective scholarly communication. Understanding how these elements integrate helps you see APA style as a coherent system rather than a collection of arbitrary rules. Proper page headers establish document identity and navigation. Appropriate font choices ensure readability across different contexts and technologies. Correct spacing and margins create optimal reading conditions that reduce eye strain and enhance comprehension. Consistent paragraph indentation provides visual cues that help readers follow your argument's logical development. These technical elements serve the larger purposes we discussed in Lecture 1. consistency, credibility, ethics, and accessibility. When your formatting meets professional standards, readers can focus on evaluating your ideas rather than being distracted by presentation errors. Professional formatting demonstrates your understanding of scholarly conventions and your commitment to excellence. The formatting skills you've learned today provide the foundation for everything we'll cover in subsequent lectures. Proper page setup supports the heading structure we'll explore in Lecture 3. Consistent formatting enhances the writing style principles we'll develop in Lectures 4 and 5. Professional presentation complements the citation and reference systems we'll master in Lecture 7. Remember that these formatting requirements reflect practical considerations developed through decades of scholarly publishing experience. They're not arbitrary restrictions, but proven methods for enhancing communication effectiveness. When you apply these standards consistently, you're joining a global community of scholars who share common conventions for professional communication. As you practice these formatting skills, they'll become automatic habits that require no conscious effort. Professional formatting will become your natural approach to document creation, freeing your cognitive resources to focus on developing and presenting your ideas effectively. Conclusion and transition. Congratulations on mastering the technical foundation of professional APA-style formatting. You now have complete command of page setup, font requirements, spacing and margins, paragraph indentation, and special formatting cases. These skills provide the essential framework that supports all effective academic writing. In Lecture 3, we'll build on this technical foundation by exploring paper organization and heading structure. You'll learn the 5 levels of APA headings and discover how to organize complex information for maximum clarity and accessibility. We'll also cover title case capitalization rules and strategic heading use that enhances both readability and accessibility. The formatting skills you've developed today will serve you throughout your academic career and into your professional life. Every paper you write will benefit from this systematic approach to document presentation. Remember to create and use templates that incorporate these formatting standards, and always conduct systematic formatting reviews before submitting your work. Thank you for joining me for Lecture 2. Your technical mastery of APA-style formatting provides the solid foundation we'll build upon as we continue developing your comprehensive, scholarly communication skills.